Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are just visiting this channel for the very first time, thank you. And to my returning subscriber, thank you so much for always trusting this brand. So this is a continuation video of the trouser that we have been trying to make. And as you can see, this is the back. You can see how neat the dart is, and also how neat it is after giving it a good press. So I needed to just cut this video into two, like I mentioned previously, because it was very long, and you can see how neat it is. This is why it's good to always weave and also give it a good press, so that we'll have a very clean finishing. And I've gone ahead to close the hem of the trouser. You can see how clean it is. I've gone ahead to close the hem, and I also give it a good press, and I'm going to be repeating that on the other trouser. So all you have to do for beginners, all you have to do, you just fold this by 0.5, and also you fold again. It's not difficult, just fold it in by 0.5 and then you fold it again, and then you take it to your sewing your sewing machine, and then sew from the beginning to the end. So when I'm done sewing, so this is me, rather I'm done sewing, and this is the outlook. Just take out all your threads, and when you're done doing that, so the next thing we are going to be doing is to start taking all our measurements on the trouser. That's what you're going to do. So I'm just going to open up this trouser. That is the back. Make sure the fronts are facing each other. I hope you are able to see this, because this is a very light clothes. I'll be going in and out of my camera just to ensure that this is very clear. So the next thing, what you're going to do is to take out your measurements. Make sure you pin each other very well. Make sure the pins are touching each other equally on the waist area, and taking your allowance, whatever allowance you gave, you did either by 1 inch, 1.5, but not more than 1.5, because it's a crepe fabric. Because after wearing it, you shouldn't have too much excess allowance. So this video, I had to do a two video for this, a two kind of sewing for this. At the end of this video, you are going to see the one I did for 1 inch allowance. This exact fabric that is sky blue is a 1 inch allowance, and why the pink is an ½ inch allowance. So I've gone ahead to pin it. So you're going to see the result of the allowance of giving in a pant at the end of this video. So I've gone ahead to pin the other side, and then I've marked the end. So you're also going to do the same by pinning each side of the trouser. You pin each side of the trouser and then mark to the end of it whatever allowance you took in during the course of you drafting yours. So also apply the same allowance, 1 inch, then 1.5 or 0.5. Like I mentioned, please stay to the end of this video. You are going to see the difference between giving a 1 inch on the pattern we draft and also giving a 0.5. Sure, I guess everybody has their preference. Then you cannot decide either you're going to be giving a 0.5 on your pant trouser or a 1 inch. This depends on the kind of outfit you want to wear, or how suitable you feel it's okay by you. So let's just go ahead, and then this is me connecting all the lines together. This is the 1 inch line. I know it's not visible because of the fabric we are working with, so I've gone ahead to connect it together. And the next thing we're going to be doing is, so guys, sorry, I will have to take you guys back. Apologies. We were supposed to iron the trouser before putting in our allowance on for the 1 inch or 1.5, whatever you're using. I think this is called ghetto line, that line that is always on the pants trouser that gives you this fine fitting. So what you're going to do, your front piece, take out your front piece, fold it together. That is the front side, fold it together, not the back, and then take it to your ironing table and give it a good press, because this is better done before before sewing your trouser. It's okay to do this before sewing your trouser instead of doing this after sewing, so you won't have issues. So this is me, I'm done ironing it, and you can see how it looks. I'm just going to open it up and show you guys how it looks. Apologies, I'm trying to ensure that my camera is capturing this moment. So you can see how it looks, and I'm taking out all my pins. When you're ironing, please pin each side of the trouser so that it won't be shaky. Remember, crepe fabric always shakes, so you have to handle it carefully. I hope you're able to see the lines. So that is the line. I think it's not showing very, but please just bear with me. Please make sure you fold your front trouser into two on the two legs, and then you iron with a steam ironing. So that is it. Please, that's the first thing we are going to do before taking in our measurements. So after doing that, so the next thing that we're going to do is to start taking in all our measurements. And guess what? When you are done doing, if you follow this pattern, when you are done, you are going to see that your front ghetto pants trouser is already sitting very well on the pants trouser. So it's not difficult. I would recommend you follow this process rather than after sewing and then you're not ironing. It actually makes it easier, and then while you have the pants with you, you just follow the same process while ironing it other days. Thank you. So right now I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine and then sew, and then I'll come back and show you how it looks. So I'm done doing that, and you can see I've sewn one edge of the trouser, and also I closed the inseam for one edge. So this is me showing you how it looks. I close the inseam for one edge. Is either you open that place while sewing for the crouch, or you just close it. It depends on your preference. And when you are sewing, you sew with 0.5 inch on the inseam. That is the part you sew with 0.5 inch on the inseam when you are sewing. So I'm done, and the next thing for us is to start taking our measurements on the waist. Take out all your threads. I start taking the measurement for the waist, and to do that, the first thing you're going to do is to check in. If you look at the fabric, the trouser is not equal on the waist. This is because the back is higher than the front. So what I have there is 29, which is my waist measurement. When you open it up like this, you are going to see your original waist measurement. So the next thing is to start opening the part for the zipper, which is the back. You start opening, take out all the threads. Please do a loose stitch for this. Remember, we are working with a crepe fabric, but whatever fabric you are working with, please do a loose stitch so that it won't be difficult for you when you are taking out your threads. The essence of we ironing is for us to see the line where we are going to fix our zipper. That is the essence why we iron that part. So I'm going to loosen it to that point that you can see, because that is the point that I did my tight stitch. So when you are sewing, do a loose stitch to the point where you're going to do your tight stitch, and then you do a tight stitch from that part to the end of the crotch. So I'm just going to take out all the threads, and the next thing is to start taking our measurements. Place your tape from one end of the pants on the waist to the other end. Whatever measurement you get, you cut is what you are going to be using. You add 1 inch. So what I have there, I have 33.25. So I just have to wrap it up with 34. 34 is okay by me. It's a crepe fabric and it's stretchy. So this is me. I've gone ahead to cut a piece of 34, and I folded this. What we have here is by 5. Remember, our allowance for the waist, the allowance we removed for the waistband earlier was 2. So 1 inch is for the folding. That's 0.5, 0.5 on each side. So I've gone ahead to do that. So after folding 0.5 on each side for the waistband, and when you're done sewing, you're going to have 4, which is you're going to have 2 inch. After folding this way, you're going to have 2 inch. I hope you understand that. Apologies if you don't. Just ask me the question on the comment section, and then I will explain. So I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew this all around, and when I'm done, I'm going to show you how it looks. So just take it to your sewing machine and sew it all around. It's not difficult. So if you have any question, kindly ask on the comment section. You sew it from one end to the other. So this is it. This is the outcome of what we did, and this is the look And when you're sewing, please use an stay, I don't know what they call it in your country, paper stay or a interface, you know, whatever they call it, just use that on the band. So the next thing is for us to start putting in our pins. So you have to pin carefully, don't just sew and then you turn. Work with your pins are really essential tools needed as a fashion designer. You pin carefully from one. I started from the middle. This is because starting from the middle makes it safe for you to manage your band and work with your fabric, so your fabric would not be shaky or start folding. So this is me pinning carefully. When you're pinning, you have to pin carefully and ensure that your fabric the material corresponds, because sometimes this fabric can be very shaky and then you have a bit of challenge while trying to pin it accurately. And while you are pinning, ensure that that part of the band is the same as the other part of the band. Ensure that that part of the band where I'm just touching the zipper side is equal. If you have 2 there, ensure it is 2 on the other side. If you have 1.5, ensure it is 1.5 on the other side. So I'm just going to pin it all around and then I'm show you guys how it looks next. So I'm done pinning and this is it. You just take to a sewing machine and sew it from this end to the other end, and when I'm done, I'm going to bring it back and show you the final results of what we have been working on. So this is it. You can see the clean finishing. I had to fix the zip of the camera. It's not difficult. Just use an invisible zip is better. I like to use invisible zip because it doesn't budge when you are using a crepe material. Invisible zip is the best, so you can see how neat it is. So the next video that you're going to be seeing is the video for this pants trouser that I did with 1-inch allowance, and also another video for a pink trouser that I did with 1/2-inch allowance. So then you cannot decide either you're going to be using a 1-inch or 1/2-inch. Thank you guys for staying to the end of this video. So this is the 1-inch trouser. The blue is a 1-inch trouser, and the pink that you're going to be seeing next is a 1/2-inch that I gave on the trouser. Remember I said you can have a size 10 on the down and then you are a size 12 on the waist. This is as a result for this pink trouser. I'm a size 10 and my waist is very tiny. The hip is a size 10. That's why if you notice that the waist, I had to pin it a bit because this is a ready to wear. So that is why I said that you can be a size 10 or a size 12 at your hip, and on your waist you are very slim. So this is a 1/2-inch allowance. Thank you guys for staying to the end of this video. If you are just visiting this channel for the very first time, please do well to subscribe, hit on the notification bell so you can get notified once I upload any video. And also comment, share this video to your fellow soulmates. Do not keep it to yourself. Thank you so much for trusting this brand. God bless you. See you on our next video. Bye.